హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, వెల్కమ్ టు ప్రియా ఆర్ఆర్ వ్లాగ్స్. ఇప్పుడు మనం మన యూనివర్స్లో ఉన్న కొన్ని ప్లానెట్స్ ఈ షోలో చూద్దాం. ప్రతి ఒక్కరూ ఒక్కసారైనా ఇటువంటి షో చూస్తే చాలా బాగుంటుంది. మీ ఇంట్లో కనుక పిల్లలుంటే మాత్రం ఈ షో తప్పకుండా వాళ్ళకి చూపించండి. ఐ హోప్ పిల్లలకి ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పరంగా కూడా ఈ వీడియో చాలా బాగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఇంకా మీలో ఎవరైనా మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయని వారు ఉంటే వెంటనే మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
Take this crowding anymore. People, it's time for a vacation.
Vacation! A what? Yes, vacation!
That's right. You can't even find a parking space around here. Enough is enough.
Enough!
You know what we need? Time off. Rest and relaxation. That's what we need. A place with no people. A place where we can be alone.
Like where, Dad?
Don't worry about it. We'll find someplace nice. I read an article about this. People should get out more. Take time off. Live for the moment. That's what we need to do.
That's not a bad idea. Go sit by a pool somewhere or maybe lay on a beach. Is that what you have in mind?
Around here? Not a chance. We're going to go to another planet where we can spend some time alone.
Alone.
Computer, activate the travel agent software. We're in the market for an extended vacation.
Welcome to Galaxy Travel. How may I help you today?
We're in the market for a long vacation. Someplace nice. A planet where we can relax and enjoy life, and most of all, a planet with no neighbors.
ఇంకా చాలా నువ్వు
Of
హ్యాపీ
course, I understand. There's a
Good, Andy.
charming little solar system not far from here. It has several planets available that you may find of interest. If you will permit me to navigate, I can have us there in no time at all. As you can see, the planets in this solar system come in 3 basic varieties: gas giants, rocky midgets, and dwarf planets. The rocky midget planets are all located in the inner part of the solar system, close to the sun. And the gas giants orbit much farther out from the sun in the outer solar system.
But what are all those little planets doing out there past the gas giants? Aren't they rocky midgets too?
No, ma'am, not really. They're far too small, much smaller than the rocky midgets. That's why they're called dwarf planets. A classic example of one of these dwarf planets is the little ice world not far from here called Pluto. It would be my pleasure to show it to you. One thing you'll notice about Pluto is that its orbit is quite different from those of the other planets in this solar system. Not only is the orbit tilted, but it is also very egg-shaped.
Can we land on it and explore?
Of course we can.
There's not much to look at, is there? There's not even a place to play. I want to play.
And there's not even a single shopping mall in sight.
Hey, that's a mighty big moon for a dwarf planet to have orbiting it.
Ah, I see you've spotted Charon. Yes, it is quite a large moon in comparison to its parent world. In fact, Charon is about 1/3 the size of Pluto itself. It may interest you to know that Pluto has other small moons like Nix and Hydra.
We want moons.
Yes, the moons are interesting, but it's a bit cold and dark here. What does it look like in the daytime?
Well, ma'am, I'm afraid this is the daytime. This is as bright as it ever gets on Pluto. The sun is that bright star you see far away near the horizon. It's so cold here that what you call snow is actually Pluto's atmosphere lying frozen
చాలా నువ్వు
on the
హ్యాపీ లేదు
ground.
చూడు
Well, this place will never do.
పర్లేదు.
It's just too cold.
అంత చాలే
Besides,
పర్లేదు
a dwarf
నువ్వు కనీసం
planet?
చూడు
What would the neighbors say? Can we see some real planets now?
Of course. Now then, this lovely planet you see before you is Neptune. Beautiful, isn't it? It has over a dozen small moons and a very faint set of rings. One of its moons is even bigger than Pluto.
Certainly more interesting than that Pluto. Grr. Well, let's land and take a look around.
I'm afraid that is quite impossible, sir. You see, gas giant planets have no solid surface and, therefore, no place to land.
Dad, gas giant, remember?
The pressures in the atmosphere are so great that if we went very deep into it, the pressure would crush our ship.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a place I'd want to visit. Do you have anything else? Perhaps something a little closer to the sun?
Certainly, ma'am. Coming up next is the planet Uranus. It is similar to Neptune in size and it's made of many of the same things, but it is considerably
focus
closer to the sun. As you can see, Uranus also features an attractive set of small rings and over 24 moons.
Hey, is Uranus lying on its side?
It's falling over.
Ah, I can see you have a keen eye for detail. Yes, Uranus does lie on its side as it orbits the sun. Because Uranus lies on its side, the seasons on this planet can be quite long. At the right times, the sun doesn't set on the north or south poles for over 40 years.
Good heavens! How do they get any sleep there?
Whoa, that moon looks really strange.
It's called Miranda, miss. Part of its unusual appearance is due to the fact that its surface has been broken up. Would you like to fly down one of its ice cliffs?
Ice cliffs? That sounds so fun. Can we, Mom? Please, please, please.
Well, now, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't.
Don't do that again. Ever.
Right you are, sir. Let's move on to the next planet, shall we?
I'm speechless. It's elegant.
It's really cool.
It's pretty.
Quite so, miss. This is Saturn.
Look at those rings. What are they?
I suspected that you would approve of them, miss. Allow me to show you. The rings of Saturn are made of countless small pieces of ice, dust, and rock, all orbiting around Saturn like tiny moons.
You mean the rings are actually a lot of little moons?
In a manner of speaking, ma'am, yes.
How cute!
Bear in mind that the ring particles are extremely small. They range in size from tiny bits of dust to rock-sized pebbles and boulders. Although Saturn's rings are very large, measuring hundreds of thousands of miles in diameter, they're also exceptionally thin. They are less than the length of a football field from top to bottom.
You mean all those beautiful rings are only made up of little pieces of ice and dust and rocks? That's amazing! Yes, the rings and the moons are great. But tell us more about the planet.
Absolutely, sir. If you enjoy cool breezes, then you'll certainly be delighted with Saturn. Its winds blow more than 3 times faster than a hurricane, and it's as cold there as it was on Titan.
I hate to say it. Saturn's rings are cool and all, but it's so windy and it's still too cold.
That's true. Don't you have something a little more colorful and maybe a little closer to the sun? I was looking forward to some time on the beach, you know.
I understand your concern. I'm sure that the next planet, Jupiter, will suit your needs perfectly.
Does it have any moons?
Moons, moons.
Of course, ma'am. Jupiter has over 60 moons. Since we still have a ways to go before arriving at the planet itself, allow me to show you some of its more interesting moons along the way.
It's big.
It's huge.
It's even bigger than Saturn.
Correct you are, miss. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. In fact, Jupiter is so large that if it were hollow, all the other planets in the solar system would fit comfortably inside it.
Hey, what's that big red thing down there? Is that some kind of defect?
No, sir. It's a feature. It's called the Great Red Spot. Lovely, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's certainly pretty, but what is it?
It is an enormous hurricane in the atmosphere of Jupiter, ma'am. The Great Red Spot is so large that you could put all the rocky midget planets inside it with room to spare.
You're saying it's an enormous storm? How long will it last?
I'm confident, sir, that the Great Red Spot will be around for quite a while longer. It has been observed for at least 300 years already, and it has almost certainly been there for thousands of years.
Well, vacationing in a hurricane doesn't sound like much fun to me.
Some people find them quite relaxing. As long as we are this close to the planet, permit me to call your attention to Jupiter's northern pole. Those are aurorae, or if you prefer, northern lights. And below us, to your right, you can see lightning in Jupiter's cloud tops. Could you ask for a lovelier, more fascinating world?
I think I'd like to sit down there, walk around a bit, just to get the feel of the place.
I'm so sorry.
What a cute little planet!
Yes, miss, quite so. Mars may be small, but it possesses a variety of remarkable sceneries. Those cone-shaped mountains below us, for example, are, in fact, volcanoes. The largest one over there is called Olympus Mons, and it is taller than any other mountain in the solar system. Now, this canyon here is called the Marina Valley. It is the largest and deepest canyon in this solar system. And below us to your left are ancient riverbeds.
Well, where'd all the water go?
An excellent question, miss. Today, the atmosphere on Mars is so thin that liquid water cannot exist on its surface. Mars does have some thin clouds and polar ice caps, but there is no liquid water on its surface. Most of the water that was once here is now frozen underground.
I think it's charming. Can we land and have a closer look?
Certainly, ma'am. I am initiating our descent right now.
So, this is Mars, is it? Why does everything look so rusty?
So dirty. Yuck.
How very observant you are. Rust is, in fact, an accurate description for what you see. A great deal of Mars is rust.
What an unusual sky! It's pink!
Yes, ma'am, that is due to the dust. Powerful winds, some reaching speeds of over 60 miles per hour, are constantly blowing dust high into the air, giving the sky a pink color.
Dad, please don't tell me you're gonna make us stay here. It's a cold and rusty desert planet. We've gotta be able to do better than this.
Yeah, better than this.
Okay, we'll keep looking.
I thought it was a lovely little world, but doesn't it have any moons? All the other planets have moons.
Yes, ma'am, Mars does in fact have two small moons. Their names are Phobos and Deimos. However, they are each quite small.
I was hoping for some place with a real moon.
Certainly, ma'am.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Isn't that the next planet? Which one is that?
That planet? Oh, you mean Earth. Oh no, you wouldn't be interested in Earth. Allow me to show you the next planet on our journey inward. It is considerably larger than Mars, it is nice and warm, and it possesses a thick atmosphere.
I don't know about this one. It looks awfully cloudy to me.
This is Venus, and it is indeed completely covered with clouds. These clouds are actually made of droplets of sulfuric acid.
Well, that can't be good for the complexion. Oh, whew. It's getting hot in here.
Yes, ma'am, that is to be expected. Venus is the hottest planet in this solar system. The planet's thick atmosphere traps energy from the sun. Dayside or nightside, pole or equator, everywhere on Venus is twice as hot as an oven.
But what about moons? Does it have any?
I am sorry, ma'am, but Venus, as lovely as it is, has no moons.
Now what?
The extremes of temperature and pressure are presenting something of a problem, sir. I think it would be wise for us to depart.
Yes, get us out of here.
Of course, ma'am. And here is our next rocky midget. Mercury is the planet closest to the Sun itself, and the smallest planet in the solar system.
I don't know. It looks pretty beat up to me. What happened to it?
It's a mess.
Yes, miss. The surface of Mercury is rather heavily cratered. That large feature below us is called the Caloris Basin. It's the impact site of a huge asteroid that collided with Mercury a long time ago. Early in the history of this solar system, Mercury was hit by a lot of asteroids left over from the formation of the Sun and the planets.
Look at the size of that cliff. It's really big.
It must be pretty hot down there, being this close to the sun.
Yes, sir, but only on the daytime side. At this distance from the Sun, daytime temperatures are more than 400 degrees. However, because Mercury has no atmosphere to hold in its heat, the temperature at night falls to almost 200 degrees below zero.
Well, there is such a thing as too much sun. And I still don't see any moons.
No, ma'am. Mercury, like Venus, has no moons. These are the only two planets in the solar system that have no moons. Now then, we are approaching the central star of this solar system, the Sun. Excuse me a moment while I engage the radiation and glare screens. The Sun is a medium-sized yellow dwarf star. There are many stars in the galaxy larger than the Sun, and many more stars that are smaller. The Sun's energy is generated at its core, which takes about 1 million years to reach its surface.
It's got spots on it.
Spots.
Indeed it does, miss. And as you might imagine, they are known as sunspots. Even though they are cooler than the rest of the Sun, they are still hot enough to vaporize our spaceship. In fact, this is as close as we dare approach this star.
How odd. Look at those giant streamers. What are they?
The streamers of solar material, you see, are called prominences and flares. Each one is much larger than any of the planets.
It looks kind of nice to me. What's it like?
In a word, ma'am, wet. This planet is mostly covered with water, oceans of it. Water covers over 2/3 of the planet and is thousands of feet deep in many places. The white regions you can see at the poles are ice, and the white clouds that can be found everywhere on the planet are tiny droplets of water.
I'll bet it has some lovely beaches.
At least the land looks nice and safe.
Oh no, miss. The surface of this planet is unstable and frequently shifts due to what the locals call earthquakes. Not only that, there are active volcanoes on nearly every continent, and the continents themselves are constantly moving. This is a highly unstable world.
But we want to stay here.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but it doesn't match your original request.
What are you talking about? What request? This place is perfect.
I'm so sorry, but honestly, you will almost certainly not like it there. On this planet, there are millions of different species. Strange, aren't they? Some, called plants, use sunlight for growth and energy. Others, called animals, get their energy by either eating the plants or other animals. Life on this planet comes in a huge variety of shapes, sizes, and behaviors.
Aw, they're so cute.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Oh, honey, that one looks like that old boyfriend you had in school. Remember him?
Very funny.
What are those?
Oh my.
What is that? That is the dominant life form, sir. There are over 7 billion of them on the planet. They are known as humans.
They're so silly looking.
I just don't think I could be around them without laughing.
I completely understand.
But Dad, what about our vacation?
You're right. Neighbors or not, this is the best place we've seen so far. We might as well give it a try.
Very good, sir. Just remember that I am always available for further consultation.
All right, thanks. We'll take the ship down ourselves.
All right then, sir. Cheerio.
Any ideas on where to land?
Just find us a nice beach and I'll be happy. You know, it's odd. I certainly don't see any neighbors.
Yeah. I thought it was supposed to be crowded around here.
Well, I love it here. Let's stay.
Yeah, stay.
Okay, who wants hamburgers and who wants hot dogs?
Did anyone remember to bring the paper towels?
Oh, I love charcoal. Oh, we forgot the lighting fluid. No, here it is. Never mind. We got it right here. Ah! I knew I was gonna do that. Honey, give me a Band-Aid. Oh, my gosh. Yes, thank you so much. Bye-bye.